Hey guys, Alex here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's full body Pilates workout. This routine is part of week 2 of my summer sweat and sculpt challenge. In this workout, I'm going to be using a set of 5-pound hand weights and a set of 1-pound ankle weights. The ankle weights are totally optional and you can go heavier or lighter with the weights depending on your level of strength. In this routine, we're going to be sculpting, toning, and strengthening our entire bodies. We're going to be warming up and cooling down, so you're going to feel incredible after completing it. So with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into our warm-up. We're going to start down on the mat, either in a kneeling or a standing position. If you're standing, your feet should be hip distance apart. We're going to begin with some shoulder rolls, so we're going to lift the shoulders up and roll them down and back. Lift the shoulders and open through the chest as you round them down and back. Getting into the Pilates breathing pattern, we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Opening through the chest, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as we start to mobilize those shoulders for 2. And final 1, amazing. Now from here, we're going to lift the arms up and circle them down and back, lengthening through the fingers. Good, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth as you start to draw energy into the body. Good. For 3, posture is nice and tall. 2, lengthen through those fingers. And final 1, nicely done. Now I'm going to turn and face the end of my mat. I'm going to extend the arms out in front, palms facing in. Spine is tall here, vertebrae are stacked one on top of the other. Now from here, we're gonna pull back, open up the arm, bend and come forward. Opposite side, pull back, lengthen through the arm, bend and come forward. So alternating sides as we rotate around the thoracic spine. We're keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Neck is long, chin is parallel with the floor. Reaching in opposite directions with those arms as you expand and open. Continuing to mobilize those shoulders. Good. Rotating around the thoracic spine. And last one as you stretch through the neck and lengthen through the fingers. Amazing. Turn the palms so they're facing down. Lower them down to the mat and we're going to move into some cat-cow stretches. Knees are below the hips, wrists are below the shoulders. We're going to drop the belly, bringing the gaze up. And then we're going to round the spine, drawing the belly button in. Good. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round through the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. Good. Inhale and exhale. Really focusing on that Pilates breath now of inhaling, and as you exhale, you contract the core. Inhale, the abdominals relax, we arch, and exhale, we tighten the core, drawing the belly button up toward the ceiling. Good. Mobilizing the spine here, really exaggerating the movement as we bring the gaze up and down toward the belly for 2. And final 1, really push mat away and then bring spine back into neutral. Nice work. From here, we're going to step back into a plank. Nice flat line with the body, powering up through the shoulders. We're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, reach open and rotate. Good. Lowering down, step back, left foot comes forward and we open arm twist. Good. Lower the hands, power up through the shoulders. Starting to really mobilize the hip area too as you step forward, stretching and opening in the hip. As you rotate from side to side. Good. Starting to really energize the body, mobilize the joints. Stepping forward and rotating. Last one. Come forward with that left foot. Reach and stretch. And then we're going to come back and hold in a high plank. From here, I want you to really power up through your shoulders. Bring the right knee in and then the left knee. Going into some slow mountain climbers. Really firing up those upper body muscles. Drawing your belly button in toward your spine every time you breathe out. Try not to lift the bum up high here. Again, maintaining that nice flat line with the body for 3 and 2 and 1. Step back and pike into a downward dog. Lift those hips nice and high, and you can pedal out the heels here, bending into those knees, flattening out the upper back, letting the head just hang between those shoulders for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Lower knees down to the mat. Now I'm going to take a hold of my hand weights. I'm going to perform these exercises from a kneeling position, but I do recommend standing if that feels uncomfortable. If you're standing or if you're kneeling, you want to stack the vertebrae up, one on top of the other. Nice tall posture, taking the weights in the hands. Chin is parallel with the floor. We're going to straighten the arms, lift the right arm and lower, lift the left arm and lower. So strong, straight arms. Nice tight core, it'll help with stability as we lift and then push down with resistance. Lift and lower. You want to keep those shoulders down away from your ears, neck nice and long, arms strong and straight here. Breathing in through the nose, and every time you exhale, you're drawing your navel in. Good, so that you have a really nice stable base of support through your torso, through your trunk as you work your arms. Good. Shoulders are really starting to fire up here. Breathing in and out as we lift and lower those weights powerfully. Good. Let's go 6, 5, 4, good, 3, keep that neck nice and long, for 2, and final 1. Now from here, we're gonna bring the weights overhead, palms stay facing forward, spine is tall. Inhale here, the heads of the weight are together, and exhale, pull the elbows down. Good, inhale to lift, exhale to pull down. Now as you pull down, I want you to resist arching back. You wanna keep that spine nice and tall the entire time. Core is tight. Envision growing up even taller through the crown of your head every time you pull down. Now I want you to really focus on contracting those upper back muscles together as you pull the elbows down. Push up with power and energy and pull down with resistance. Good. You're doing so well. Keep that posture nice and tall, core engaged as you breathe out. Let's go 5, 4, push those weights up and pull them down. 3, 2, and last 1. Pull it down, lift back up, and then turn the palms in, lower the arms down to the floor. Now from here, we're going to go into a similar movement that we did in our warm-up. So we're going to extend the right leg out long. Left knee is stable. We're supporting ourselves with left knee and left fist as we open up to the side and then lower, just hover the weight. Open up to the side and lower. Good, so find that stability. Really plug the navel in toward the spine. Inhale to lower, exhale to push that weight up. Good. We've got 10, moving with power. 9, pressing that weight up toward the ceiling. Now, as you breathe out, I want you to really focus on your waistline here too. Drawing that navel in toward your spine. Let's go 5 and 4. Nice stability. Last 2, full extensions every time you push up. And final 1, great work. Lower the weight down to the mat. And from here, we're going to extend the left leg. So you can stay up on your weights like this, or you can come down onto your palms if that's more comfortable for you. We're leaving the leg extended for a little bit of a balance challenge, but if it gets too much and you're losing stability, you can lower that leg down to the mat. So from here, I'm gonna pull my right elbow up, extend the arm, bend and lower, just hover the weight above the floor. Lift, extend, bend and lower. Lift, straighten the arm, bend and lower. So your aim here is to keep your shoulders square with the mat. You don't want to be opening up on this right side. You want to drive that right elbow up and then focus on the triceps as you extend the arm long. Good. We've got 8 more. You're doing so well. Keep that balance through the torso. Core is plugged in. Again, if you're losing that stability, lower that leg down. Good work. We've got 4 and 3. Really drive elbow up for 2 and final 1. Nice work. Now we're holding it here and we're going to bend, extend, bend, extend. Get that elbow up nice and high. Good. We've got 7, 6. Keep those shoulders square with the mat. 4, 3, I know it's tough, stick with it, for 2, and final 1, amazing. Now we're gonna go into some tricep push-ups here. You can keep the leg extended, or you can bring the knee down, so both knees are down on the mat. We're going to lower, keeping the elbows in close toward the side of the body, and press up either through the palms or through those weights. Lower and lift. Lower down, focus on the triceps as you push up through the heels of the hands. 4 more. Lower, press up. For 3, you're doing great. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. For 2, and final 1, push up. Lower the knees down to the mat, take them nice and wide, and stretch back into child's pose. Whew, those were tough. Let's breathe it out here. Taking a little break for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now from here, we're going to switch sides. So we are coming down into position to open up to the left side. So stabilizing yourself on your right knee and on your right hand, extending the left leg out long. We're inhaling here and we're exhaling to open to the side. Good, lower, just hover and lift and lengthen. Good, inhale and exhale as you push the weight up. In through the nose, tighten through the core as you lift. Good, nice stability, nice control. Last 10. You're doing so well. We've got 7 more. Press that weight up. Good, and turn the shoulder down. Rotating around the spine for 5 and 4. Good. 3, control it on the way up as well as on the way down. Last 2, and final 1, amazing. Lowering down, weights or palms come under the shoulders. You're extending that right leg, keeping it down on the floor like so, or elevating it for a little bit of a balance challenge. We're lifting that left elbow, extending, bending, and lowering, just hovering. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Good. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Really drive up through that elbow. Keep those shoulders square with the mat. Gaze is down on the floor as well. Neck is in line with the spine. Really focusing on the back of the arm, doing the work as you extend. Let's go 7. Keep focusing on those muscles, working hard. Last 3, you can do it. Keep that core tight for 2. And final 1. Whew. Okay, keep that leg extended or you can lower it. Get that elbow up nice and high. Bending and extending for 8, 7. Really drive up through that fist. 5, 4. Full extensions each time. Work the back of the arm. 2. And 1, lower weight. Either lower both knees to the mat or keep one leg extended as you lower into those tricep push-ups. Elbows close and toward the sides of the body. Good. Halfway. 4 more. You can do it. 3, 2. Push up through the heels of the hands. And last 1. And this time, let's stretch it out in puppy pose. Keep those hips elevated and really stretch into the shoulders as you lengthen through the spine. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Stretching and lengthening here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Whew, really felt it in those arms, those shoulders. I hope you did too. We're going to now move on to our abdominal work, and I'm going to be using a set of ankle weights on my hands. I'm just going to cuff them on my hands for these exercises. Again, you don't need ankle weights to still feel the work in those abs. So set yourself up. We're going to turn and face the end of the mat. We're lengthening up through the spine, kind of pressing the hands into the backs of the legs to sit up really nice and tall here. Now from this position, the legs are hip distance apart. The feet are flat on the floor. We're going to extend the arms out long, turn the palms in, long fingers. We're lowering into a C curve. So tuck the tailbone and then curve the spine back and then belly to spine to lift. So inhale, curve back, keeping those legs parallel. Exhale, draw your navel in to lift. Curve back, abs in to lift. Good. Inhale to come back. Exhale, connect with your core as you lift and restack the vertebrae. Good. Inhale and exhale, keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, lower. Belly to spine to lift, strong straight arms. Let's go 4, abs in. 3, great work. 2, go back a little further, abs in. And last 1, we're gonna come down to the mat. You can use your hands, your arms to help you come into a nice comfortable position. From here, legs stay hip distance apart. Arms come overhead. We're gonna inhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna tap the knees. Inhale to lower, bring the arms back. Exhale, tuck the chin, peel shoulder blades up off the mat, and tap those knees or thighs, whatever you can reach. Now, as you come up, I want you to really focus on pressing your low back into the mat, imprinting your spine into the floor as you curl and crunch up, and really draw your navel in towards your spine. Try to lift your pelvic floor here as well. Good. Curl up a little bit higher each time, really challenge yourself. Gaze is looking out between those inner thighs, never up at the ceiling when you crunch up. You don't want to strain your neck. Good. Let's go 3. Lift up a bit higher for 2, touching those knees. And last 1, we're gonna hold here, resting head on top of the shoulders, and then lift and lower the arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Gaze is looking down at that belly or out between those inner thighs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I know it's tough, you can do it. Curl up a little higher for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Great work. Okay, from here I'm going to take my left hand behind my head. I'm going to extend my legs out long. I'm going to really anchor down to the floor with that right heel. Right arm is stretched out long. Now from here, we're going to lift up and cross over to the left side. Lower and cross over. So as I said, you're really anchoring down through that right heel, so you're not moving around. You're isolating this work in the obliques as you cross over. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring that right leg into tabletop and continue. Good. Otherwise, keeping that heel down on the floor. We've got 8. Really pick your right shoulder blade up off the floor as you cross over. And 5, working those obliques. For 4, you're doing so well. 3, and 2, and final 1, and lower it down. Switch sides. Right hand comes behind the head, anchoring down through left heel, and then crossing over to the right. Lifting up and crossing over. Really pressing that low back down to the floor as you come up. If you want more of a challenge, you're picking that left leg up into tabletop and continuing. Quite a bit more challenging that way, so don't worry if you're not there yet. These are burning in the obliques. You're doing great. Stick with it. We've got 5 and 4, 2, and 1. I was really struggling there toward the end. Okay, from here we're going to go into some rollovers. You have some options here. You can either use your ankle weights and come back to here, lift up, fold and stretch, roll back to here and repeat. Otherwise, you can come all the way up from the mat if you have the strength to do so. So peeling up, reaching, lifting and stretching, tucking the tailbone and lowering down. Lifting up, reach and stretch, fold over and engage those lower abs the entire way down. Good. Use your upper ab strength as you come up and use your lower ab strength to lower down. Lift and fold over. Engage, engage, engage those that belly to spine on your way down. Good. And last one, lift up, reach and stretch, fold over. Take a hold of your calves or your ankles or your feet, whatever you can reach, and just pull yourself down into a back body stretch. Regulating the breath here for 3 and 2 and 1. Good work. Okay, now I'm going to put my ankle weights on my ankles so that we can really start targeting our lower abs. These exercises are challenging even without the weight, so don't feel like you need to use these. Keep breathing deeply as you set yourself up. Good. We're going to come down this time onto our forearms. So I've got my elbows below my shoulders. I'm pressing the mat up through those elbows and forearms so that there's no slumping in the spine. Core is tight, spine is in neutral. I'm bringing my legs into tabletop, chest is nice and open, and then we're just going to start bringing alternating knees in. Lengthening out long through the toes, really focusing on those lower abdominals as we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So inhaling, and every time we exhale, we're lifting through the pelvic floor and engaging those lower abdominals. Good. Let's go 8, 7, 6 full extensions. Really point hard through the toes. 2 and 1. Nice work. Now for this next exercise, you can stay up on those forearms or you can lower down onto your back. We're holding the legs in tabletop, inhaling, and as we exhale, we're extending the right leg and lifting the left leg, then back to tabletop, and then extend left, lift right. Good. Tabletop and expand. Tabletop and expand. Good. Inhale and exhale. Keep pushing the mat away. Keep the chest nice and open. I know these are super tough, especially with those weights. Lower abs working really hard. Let's go 5 and 4. Stick with it. 3 and 2 and final 1. Lower the legs down for a moment. Now you have the option here of taking your hands on either side of your tailbone to support your lower back, or resting head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat, or bringing head, neck, and shoulders into a crunch for the hardest variation. Now options, you can go into alternating toe taps here or alternating leg lifts, the hardest variation. So lowering and lifting. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So you're hinging from the hip. You don't have to take such a large range of movement if you're still building up strength. Good. Otherwise, you're lowering down and lifting up using your lower abdominal strength. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. These are super challenging. Good. You can pick a variation that works for you, that allows you to move with good form and doesn't hurt your back. Good. Let's go 2. And last 1. Ooh, oh my goodness. That was intense on the abs. Let's roll over onto the stomach and come up into a cobra or onto the palms to stretch out the abdominals. Good. Breathing deeply here, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears as we stretch for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Okay, moving into our lower body work. We're going to come down onto the side body. I'm propping myself up on my hand, but you can be on your outstretched arm if you'd prefer. Let's bring the legs forward so that we're in a pike position, and then we're going to bend the top leg, creating a bridge either in front or behind the body, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Holding onto that ankle or shin for stability. We're going to hover that leg, that lower leg, up off the mat, squeeze the inner thigh and lift. Good. Lift and lower. Just hover the leg above the floor. Good. Lift and squeeze and lower. Lift and squeeze that inner thigh and lower. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you start to really fire up and specifically target the inner thigh. Good. Let's go 4 and 3. Lift a little higher for 2. Keeping tension on that inner thigh, and last 1. Now we're going to bring the legs slightly forward and then arc up and over to behind. So drawing an arc in the air, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Really pick the leg up as you draw that arc in the air and squeeze the inner thigh at the top of that lift. Good. Let's go 4 and 3, up and over for 2 and final 1. Now come to center, lift the leg as high as you can, point hard through the toes and pulse. Little controlled pulses here. These are really gonna burn. They already are burning. Good. Lift the leg a bit higher, point, 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 and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Okay, from here, we're going to continue to work that same leg. For me, it was my right leg. So I'm going to come down onto the forearms now. You can have your forearms so they're parallel or interlace your fingers. We want our elbows below our shoulders, knees below the hips, no over curvature in the lumbar spine. So tuck your tailbone as needed. Extending that right leg out long, pointing through the toes. We're going to tap the right leg to the outside of the bent leg and then draw a diagonal line coming up and over. So tap the toe down to the mat, crossing over the bent leg, and then draw a diagonal line coming up and over toward the wall or whatever's next to you. Good. And I want you to really squeeze your bum the entire time. So squeeze as you draw that diagonal line in the air. So good. targeting those glutes from multiple angles today. Good. We've got 9. Drawing that line. Imagine your toe like a paintbrush or like a pencil in the air, drawing a line from the floor up and over, squeezing the bum the entire time. Good. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to bend the knee and extend. Bend and extend. Tap the knee down to the mat and extend. Good. Inhale and exhale. You're doing so well. Stick with it. Let's go 7 and 6. Really extend out long through the toes. 4, 3, nice long neck for 2, and final 1. Hold it there. We're going to draw circles in the air, keeping the torso still and stable. Start drawing circles in the air with that big toe. Squeeze the bum as you come around, up and over. And last one, hold, reverse direction with those circles. Your aim here is to keep your torso really stable, so engage the core, squeeze the bum as you lift that leg up and around, drawing those circles, keeping the leg elevated for 2, and final 1. Relax it down. Nice work. Final 2 exercises on this right side. I'm going to come up onto my palms now. You can stay down on your forearms if that's more comfortable for you. Bending that right knee and lifting, then lowering, just hovering the knee above the mat and repeating. Good. Slow knee lifts here, really focusing on contracting the gluteus maximus as you lift that knee. Never swinging the leg up, protecting your low back by engaging your core, isolating this work in the glutes for 5, 4, 3, squeeze that bum, 2, and final 1. Hold it here. We're going to pulse up. Tiny little micro pulses. Really stabilize through your torso. Push the mat away, broad shoulders, and pulse that big toe up toward the ceiling. You're doing so well. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's stretch back into child's pose, lengthening through the spine, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, switching sides. So coming down onto the side body, extending the legs long, propping yourself up on your hand or your outstretched arm, whatever's more comfortable for you, piking forward with those legs. From here, making the bridge with that top leg either in front or behind, holding onto the shin. We're lifting and lowering that lower leg, really focusing on the inner thigh right from the get-go, squeezing that inner thigh with every lift, lengthening through those toes, leading up with the inside of the leg. Shoulders are relaxed, core is tight. Let's go 6, 5, lift up a bit higher. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring the leg slightly forward and then arc up and over to the other side. Arcing forwards and backwards, squeezing the inner thigh at the top of every lift. Breathing through it. I know these are really intense. Doing really good things for the inner thigh muscles. They don't often get specifically targeted. Good. Let's go 4, 3. Lift that leg high in the center of the arc. And last one. Amazing. Now from here, we're going to lift that leg up nice and high and start pulsing. Little controlled pulses here to burn out those inner thigh muscles, work them well in the time that we have. Good. Last 10. Lift up a little higher. Breathe through it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Whew. Okay. Now coming down on to those forearms, setting yourself up with broad shoulders, elbows below the shoulders, knees below the hips. From here, we're crossing that left leg over and drawing that diagonal line up and over to the side. Good. Drawing a line from the floor all the way up to the wall. Squeezing the bum the entire time. Good. Keeping the torso really stable and centered so you can really just focus on the thighs and the glutes here. Good. Let's go. 7. Squeeze the bum. 6. Lengthen through the neck. Good. 3 and 2. Nice control. And final 1. Now bend the knee and extend. Bend and extend. Tap toe down and lengthen through the toe as you extend the leg out long. Full extensions each time you kick the leg back. 8, 7, breathe through it. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. Good work. And 1. Now we're extending and holding and drawing those circles. Really lengthen through that big toe. Find that center. Find that core engagement. Squeeze the bum as you lift up and around. Breathe into it. And hold. Reverse directions with those circles. Lift the leg a bit higher if you can. Good. 8, 9, and 10. Woo. Okay, coming down or coming up onto those palms or staying down on those forearms, bending the knee and lifting. Bend, just hover the knee and lift. You're going to be wanting to be really stable here, so try not to lean to your supporting side. Core is engaged, shoulders are broad. Good. 8, 7, point the toes. Good. Last 3. Squeeze that booty. And final 1. Hold it there. Little micro pulses. Make them count. Stabilize through that torso. Engage the core and pulse that big toe up toward the ceiling. Good work. Last 10. You can do it. Lift that knee a bit higher. 3, 2, 1, and hold. And lower it down. Oh my goodness. Glutes on fire. Let's remove the ankle weights if you're wearing them. We don't need them anymore. And we're moving into our cool down and stretch. Good work. Okay. Let's start off by taking the knees nice and wide, walking the hands out in front, and just really opening up into the hips as we stretch back in to puppy pose. Lengthening through those shoulders, lengthening through the spine, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Regulating the breath, inhaling and slowly controlling the exhale. Good. Let's come forward into a plank just for a moment and then fold the right leg under the body, coming up into a pigeon pose. You can be elevated up like so, or you can fold over the lower body Make sure that back leg is straight out behind you. Breathing into any tight areas in the hips and the glutes. Stretching. Feels really good after all the hard work that we've just done. Good, let's switch sides. Step back into your plank. Fold your left leg under your body. Straighten that right leg out behind you. Elevating up or folding over. Breathing deeply as you enjoy this stretch. Breathing in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Good, let's elevate up. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh, lift up and fold over the right leg, keeping the left bum cheek down on the floor as we feel the stretch all the way through the side body and all the way up the back of that outstretched leg. Breathing deeply here. Reach a bit further into your stretch, trying to relax your face here and your shoulders for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's switch sides. Right foot comes in, left leg extends. Sitting up really nice and tall and then stretching and folding over. Keeping the right bum cheek down on the floor. Drawing your chest down towards your outstretched leg. Good. Breathing into those areas of tightness. Good. Lengthen a little bit further. And then bring yourself up. You can cross your legs, lift your arms, start circling out the shoulders. Lengthening through those fingers. And then lower. Go into some shoulder rolls. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you roll away any tension remaining in those shoulders. For 2. And final 1. Melting away tension, setting yourself up with good posture. Amazing work. That was a challenging routine, but you made it through. Thank you so much for joining me. It was great to have you here with me, either as a standalone workout or as part of the challenge. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to moving again with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.